Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Today, I'm diving into one of the messiest, most legendary Synastry out there, Mariah Carey and Eminem. This isn't just a celebrity fling. It's a tabloid rage match. He said, she said, nobody blinked, and the drama just kept pouring out. There are rumors, denials, headlines, and diss tracks, plus a Synastry that it looks like it was custom built for chaos and crazy ass gossip. So grab your popcorn. Now, she says that there was nothing between them, but I see total opposite. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I found and what's going on here. Now, her Neptune and Lie asteroid conjuncts his Lilith, 0 degrees. That's a full-blown smoke and mirror show. Neptune is glamour, projection, fog, and myth-making. And Lie, that asteroid, well, it means what it says. And Lilith is raw, unapologetic sexuality. It's the don't tell me what to do energy. This isn't just two people with a spicy rumor mill. It's a dynamic where fantasy and fabrication fuel the attraction. And the story is juicier than the truth. She projects this unreachable, mystical diva aura, and he's drawn to it like a moth to a disco ball. And yet, the more he tries to get to the core, the more it dissolves into myth, gossip, or outright denial. So with Lie in the mix, there's always a built-in that never happened storyline. So Mariah can deny it all day, but the chart screams obsession, seduction, and blurred reality. And if you want the planetary proof of this feud, look at his Saturn squaring her Mercury in Pisces. Saturn doesn't trust Mercury in Pisces. It hears fog denial and spin. So he comes down like a hammer, and she slips into ambiguity, and the result is a communication war where nobody agrees on what's real. Now let's look at what was really going on behind the scenes between these two. Behind closed doors, her Mars conjuncts his Poseidon. The sex here is all about fantasy, glamour, and illusion in the bedroom. The vibe here is it's enchanted seduction meets pop diva fog. She stirs up his dreams, his fantasies, and there's a craving for magic that he can't quite grab. So no wonder that connection ended up with a soundtrack and a tabloid feud. The sexual chemistry is intoxicating but slippery. And it's impossible to make real, and it's always just out of reach due to Poseidon, which is a Neptunian energy. So that the dynamic so far is dreamy, messy, and hard to pin down. Now, his Delilah asteroid is conjuncting her Lysistrata, and that is straight up sexual chess. Delilah brings the seduction and the backhanded betrayal, always working some sort of an angle. And Lysistrata is the archetype of using sex as leverage, withholding sex, bargaining with it, or turning intimacy into power. So what do you get? You get manipulation, tension, and power plays in the bedroom. She might pull back, say no, or use her presence as a bargaining chip. And he's playing the seducer. But she can match him move for move, sometimes by just not playing at all. Now, his Chiron conjuncts her Lamb and Singer asteroids. He's the one dragging the old wounds out and the raw pain into her world. He shows up and boom, her innocence, Lamb, that has to do with Lamb, and her spotlight, the Singer asteroid, it gets a taste of that Chiron sting. So she becomes the sacrificial lamb through his songs. And that's just the intimacy. Now watch what happens when this all hits the public arena. His Aeschylus conjuncts her midheaven. That's ancient Greek tragedy energy blasting across the world stage, and it's stamped onto her public story. Aeschylus is the playwright of feuds and epic downfall, and the midheaven is reputation and headlines. So when his Aeschylus is on her MC, he's not just a private obsession. He becomes part of her public legend. This is the aspect that drags it out into the open. There's diss tracks, rumors, public spats, and she can deny it all she wants, but the myth is real. And his Pluto in the 10th house, opposing her Aries sun, that is pure power struggle. He doesn't just want attention. He wants control. And that's why this didn't end quietly. It turned into a public obsession. Now, his Aesculapius conjuncts her Venus and Saturn as well in Aries. So Aesculapius is the mythic snitch, the original talebearer, and it's right on her Venus in Aries. Now we're talking drama with receipts. Venus in Aries wants what it wants. Fast and loud love, attention, the rush. But when his Aesculapius parks there, he's got the dirt, the gossip, the I saw what you did and I'm telling everyone energy. So this isn't just pillow talk. It's, I'm going to put this in a verse and leak it to the press. And he triggers her need for control and makes her feel like her vulnerabilities, which has to do with Venus, and her defenses, Saturn, are always under surveillance. So she tries to play it cool, maybe keep things dignified or private, but he's got the mythic megaphone. There's no hiding. There's no sweeping things under the rug here. He's ready to shout it from the rooftops. And the cold part is her Venus conjuncting Saturn, opposing his sun. That's rejection and humiliation energy. She holds the power. She withholds affection or validation, and he takes it as an ego wound. Now, her Delilah and Pluto are on his midheaven. That's the classic femme fatale meets power play move. Delilah isn't just the backstabber. She's the legendary seductress who brings down the house when you least expect it. Pluto is the wrecking ball, the planet of power, control, obsession, and total transformation. So right on his midheaven, the place where the public image and legacy live, you get a blueprint for a public downfall or transformation with her fingerprints all over it. She leaves a mark for the whole world to see. And he tries to stay in control, but Pluto says, good luck. And Delilah, that asteroid, Delilah slips in with the scissors. The original myth is Samson and Delilah. In the story, Delilah seduces Samson. She learns the secret of his strength, which is his hair, and then cuts it off while he sleeps. In astrology, this is the energy of betrayal. slipping in close, gaining trust, and then pulling the rug out from underneath him. Now, with Delilah and Pluto, you don't get closure. You get fallout, betrayal, and a legacy stain because of the midheaven. Now, let's get into the fated detonator aspects. His Uranus, Sun, Haas, and Hazard asteroids are all piled up on her vertex. That's a powder keg sitting right on her fate line. It's a second ascendant, so there's a lot of energy here. And Uranus alone brings shock value, sudden upsets, and the sense that anything can explode or detonate out of nowhere. Now add the asteroids Haas, which is hate, anger, bitterness, and Hazard, risk, danger, and unpredictability. So this isn't just a wild romance. It's the kind of fated encounter where things can turn on a dime. He's electrifying, but also threatening. And the vibe is magnetic and dangerous all at once. So he storms into her life, shakes up her energy, brings chaos, maybe even tempers flying or situations where she has to watch her back. And destiny delivered him with a warning label. Proceed at your own risk because the ride will not be smooth. It's fate with a thunderclap and a side of hazard lights on a Ford pickup flashing the whole way down the road with these two. Her Mad Hatter and Dejanira, it's right on his North Node. So his North Node, that's the destiny of this relationship for him. The storyline that he can't get out of. It's the fate that he didn't see coming. And what does he get? Well, her Mad Hatter, that has to do with unpredictable drama card craziness. Teacups flying energy. And Dejanira is the asteroid of the victim. And suddenly, his path is paved with drama, crazy roller coasters, and situations that never make logical sense to him. So she brings him a journey where nothing is what it seems. He's drawn in by the madness, which is Mad Hatter. It's like a crazy Alice in Wonderland kind of energy going on here, and winds up feeling played because of Dejanira. And this is not the kind of relationship you settle into. It's the one you survive and then write a song or 5 songs about. Every tabloid headline, every cryptic lyric, he's just living out the wild theme that she handed him. Now, her point of fortune conjuncts his maniac, Star and Calliope asteroids. That's jackpot. That's a jackpot meets a circus act. The part of fortune magnifies what it touches in Synastry. It can bring luck and joy, but in this case, it elevates his maniac. Chaos, wildness, a taste for the unhinged. And there's Star there, so that's celebrity and notoriety and being in the spotlight. And Calliope is the songwriting and the storytelling. So she brings out the madman in him, the performer, and the drama king in him. He gets swept up in her energy like he just won the cosmic lottery because of the point of fortune, but instead of calm, he cranks up the volume. There's more headlines, there's more drama, more everything. And it's war, because his Bellona conjuncts her Electco and North Node. Bellona is the Roman goddess of war, and Electco is one of the Furies in Greek mythology, the relentless one, the energy that does not forgive and does not back down. So then you add the North Node, and now it's not just drama, it's fate. Like the universe stamped it into the contract between these two. So what does this mean? War. Not a spat, not a messy argument, but a karmic, headline-making feud. He comes in swinging, and she's got centuries of righteous fury in her pocket waiting to unleash. So her fated path with him becomes a battleground, and he's the trigger that sets it off. Bellona, Electco, and the North Node doesn't do compromise. It means war as the destiny and the theme of this relationship. Now, in her natal chart, she has Chiron conjuncting her North Node and Sun in the 12th house. That's a raw signature because there's hidden pain here, old wounds, and cosmic fury all packed behind the curtain because it's in the 12th house. Chiron, Sun, and Electco on her North Node. In the 12th, that's a storm brewing just out of sight. The 12th house is like the attic where you shove everything that you don't want people to see. So with the Chiron here, there's secret pain, there's unspoken grudges because of Electco, and wounds that never got a voice. And Chiron on the North Node says that her life's path is to face pain, but it's not the public drama kind. It's the ache that hides in the shadows, and it shows up in dreams and lingers in the background. So that's all I have for today, and I hope you enjoyed this interpretation. Press the subscribe button to stay in the loop, and please like and share my videos to support my channel. Have a great day.